we got smacked, we got smacked, we got smashed, bro.
What's up? It's your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Leveled Gamers podcast. Yeah, this is episode 362. K-Bun, we've been doing this for a good long time. What's up, bro?
Man, good, man. Good. Feeling good to be back, man, on the podcast. Excited. Got some fun things to talk about today, man. So I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Brother Norris should be jumping in here in a second. Welcome to the show, Kawan, bro. Welcome to the show. So we're going to talk about Xbox Developers Direct. They had a few good things they showed there. Started with Ninja Gaiden 4. We also going to talk about Sony's Cancelations of all these, what would you call them? Free to play, what do they call those titles?
No, it wasn't free to play. It is called live service.
Live service, that's right, live service games. Welcome to the show. That's Darkwing Dragon 709. What's up? Also gonna talk about Switch 2 games. I don't know, what did I do right there? Switch 2. I put 2. Lord, slap yourself.
Slap yourself.
That was you think. Y'all didn't catch that? Anyway, Switch 2 games, leaks, and more. I should be able to fix that before everything is said and done. But yeah, man, we are here. We are ready to go. Hopefully North shows up here in a second. What's up, Mia? Welcome to the show. Live service, that's right. We're going to talk about all these foolish live service games that we're trying to do. What else, K-Bum? Is that it?
Well, if anything else pops in, worth the conversation, we can do that. But I got some. We'll see how things go. I may have some things on my plate. We'll see.
Well, now wait a minute. Now, no surprises, sir. I can't. No surprises.
We gonna see.
Wait a minute. What are you holding to your chest, sir? What is this? You trying
never let them know your next move.
Don't let your left hand know what your right hand thinking. I hear you. So anyway, yeah, man, welcome to the show. There he is. He finally decides to show up. I don't know what he was doing. What's up, Mr. Norris?
Probably over there being a dad. You know how things go.
Well, he's here now. So this is episode 362. I got me a slap yourself out this week. What y'all think about that? What y'all thoughts about that? How y'all like the editing in there?
I don't know where you found them videos, them slaps from, but you was on one with them slaps, bro.
Hey, for real.
Bro, that's why I was up all night editing that. That's why I'm trying to why is this video not up at least 500 views? That's a lot of work. That's why I stopped doing it. There's too much work to not be getting no views, but I enjoyed that one, man, especially the one when the bike was going down the steps. I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. I just found them on YouTube and was placing them in spots. I didn't realize there was a Sony logo on the back of that backpack until after I was editing. I was like, what is that? Oh, that's perfect. That's Sony. That's right. So anyway, but welcome to the show, y'all. So a lot has taken place. A lot is happening over the last few days. We got to talk about this Xbox, I guess, developers showcase or direct. That was pretty decent on today. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh, we're going to talk about these cancellations of these live service titles, bro. Like, did y'all realize Sony had that many lives? What was his name? Jim? Who was his name? Jim what?
Ryan.
Jim Ryan was tripping, bro. What was that? But anyway, And we're going to talk about a few things on tonight. Hopefully we get through all of it. But what's good y'all way? What took place? Any movies, any shows? What's good?
I did. I will say I did get a chance on the flight. I did get a chance to watch um, Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, damn.
That movie was
Late.
legit, man.
You late.
And I know I'm late. I know, man, but that movie was legit. I was pretty happy about that. Shoot, that was an emotional movie. So I watched that. I did tell you guys I watched the Turtles movie. Wasn't too big on that. It watched Transformers 1. It was predictable. I guess it was. I mean, it was cool for a kids movie. It was predictable. But I did watch a movie this past last Friday. Me and the wife, we were trying to watch. We're trying to get all these terrible Sony movies out of the way. And so we were going to watch Craven, and I was trying to find Craven, and Amazon was charging $20 for it. And I'm like, absolutely not. So I said, crap, babe, we ain't seen Venom: The Last Dance yet. So we actually watched Venom: The Last Dance last week, and it wasn't as bad as the second one. It wasn't as bad as Morbius or any of the other movies. It wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as the other movies that Sony has made. But it still wasn't good. They had characters from the MCU who weren't characters from the MCU that didn't make sense at all. It had plot points that made no sense, but it was cool. It was alright. It was a dumb action movie. So yeah,
A dumb action movie. So, in other words, don't
dumb
waste your
action
time.
movie. No, I say watch it. It's better than two. It may be better than one. Actually.
Where you watch it on?
We stole it. Whatever.
Whoa.
Not stole it.
Y'all didn't
Somebody
steal
else
it.
stole it.
Y'all
I
watched
just watched
it. No,
theirs.
you just watched it. You just watched it,
I
K-Bum.
watched their video of
You just
them
watched it.
stealing
No,
it.
see, you
Anyway.
too much. What you just say? Don't. You just watched it, sir.
On the internet. I just saw it. It was on
You
TV.
just
It was
saw
on
it.
my TV.
Okay. Correction. He just saw it. Nothing nefarious going on here. He just saw
Oh
it.
man.
However
Man, I
that
saw it,
Saul
yeah.
was, he saw it. He didn't do anything crazy. So just when we get off the show, just link me to how you saw it so I can equally see it.
I got you, homie.
Welcome to the show, Alice Steve. Y'all must love to torture yourselves.
Some Sony movies, probably.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's K-Bum. But send it to me. I shall watch it for free, $99. I'll do that. Keith, what's up, bro? What's good, Keith? Been a minute.
What's up, man? Sorry, I don't know how late I am, but I had to get my youngin. You had to get him right. He was in there watching YouTube unrestricted, and I was like, I don't care that he watched like crazy stuff, but then I don't know what's gonna come up, so I had to put the restrictions down, and he mad right now. He mad. I'm not a baby. Yes, you are, sir.
If he sound like that, he is.
You are a baby, sir.
Man.
Let me get in on this movie stuff, man. Like,
okay,
I've been watching some Netflix. I watched that Back in Action with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Hey, it was entertaining. It ain't the greatest movie, but it was actually entertaining. I thought it was pretty entertaining. It's really kind of a kids movie, honestly. Like teen. I wouldn't say it's something for us rather.
Okay.
So you feel the same level?
Yeah, I seen it. Actually, I've you know how you in and out of the room, so you seeing it, but you're not seeing it in its totality. So I've observed it in certain scenes. Let you know, yeah, that's exactly what you described as what I kind of gathered from it. So yeah. My kids watched it, and my mom had.
And I got 30 minutes still left on that 6888. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's cool. I just can't. I don't care. But
okay.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like I've been to the movies and stuff too, but I can't remember what I saw. So I don't know if y'all know AMD theaters. They do like an unseen movie on Mondays here, and I've seen. Well, when they say unseen, they mean like movies that's about to come out. And I feel like I watched one, but I can't remember what it was now. it wasn't my choice. Basically, is what I'm saying. It's like a mystery movie. Pretty cool though. Just like I don't know what we're finna watch, but let's go in here and see what it is, anyways.
So. Oh, okay. I can't even really think of any movies that I've watched as of late or any shows. So, yeah. So pretty much that's been it for me. Editing stuff. Got a little gaming in today. But outside of that, man, it's been about the same. Chopping it up with y'all in the comment section in defense mode. But other than that, I've been good. Anything else?
You always in defense mode.
That's a personal problem.
Sit down. You always in defense. You take everything as defense mode.
Nobody's attacking level.
No one's attacking level. Level come out there swinging. Ain't nobody in the room but him.
They be throwing bombs at me, y'all. Every time I try to say something, they always come back.
Self-inflicted wounds.
I mean, can't get a word out. Do you hear me, Darkwing Dragon? Can't get a word out, man.
He be in there swinging like Trey from Boys in the Hood.
Honest,
that's a good one.
Man. That's for that. Slap yourself.
That's a good one.
That was actually good. But anyway, man, we got a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into what you've been gaming on. Let's not waste too much time. Let's go.
Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
Okay. And that is correct. Neeson. So who want to go first?
Just got to wait real quick. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for me to go?
Yes, sir.
I have been gaming on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Still playing it. Right now, I'm just now meeting Trunks. Which is cool. Listen, I gotta go back just for a second. So I got a chance to go Super Saiyan for the first time fighting Frieza. They did a good job. Goku had all this yellow electricity and like the jump from like just playing him from just the Kaioken to the Super Saiyan was a nice jump. I will say that they did a pretty good job. So on this game, when you use Kaioken, your attacks do hit more or they hurt worse or whatever, but your life is drained. You know, because he always say the Kaioken it boosts his abilities, but it drains his attacks. So you do have to kind of go back and forth. So they did get that right. So you gotta kind of go back and forth between Kaioken and fighting regular, or else you're gonna die. But I think they did a pretty good job of retelling the story. It's not 1-to-1 with the anime, of course, but they did a pretty good job with that. You get to fly around as everybody. Gohan obviously makes a big splash on the game. And fighting Trunks, that was the first time I ever fought somebody who was fighting like me. Trunks was blocking a lot. Because, you know, on the anime, they just had Goku with the finger, and he do the Super Saiyan finger, and Trunks is doing with the sword. But on the game, you got to actually fight him. And I thought that was pretty cool. And, yeah, I'm digging it. And I really want to get back into Alan Wake, the DLC. I just haven't had time to do it. But that's what I've been gaming on. Oh, okay. I love saying what my son is in there. He's in there playing Fortnite. So he's the one that plays Marvel Rivals. He's playing Fortnite right now.
He's the reason why you ranked number 10. It ain't because of you.
It ain't me. You saw that? Yeah, it ain't me.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's in there playing Fortnite. He just came in here and told me that they won a match.
Oh, that's dope.
Is that good or bad? 10, rank 10. Is that good? Bad?
I don't know. He hadn't played it in a while though. But
it's the beginning rank so that you can actually play competitive. That's the first rank you can get to play competitive. So,
well thank you, son. I can play competitive now. Well, yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right. Mr. K Bump, the floor is yours.
So I know this segment is called "What You've Been Gaming On," but I'm going to quickly name what I have not been gaming on, and that's with Levelhead. Absolutely not.
What? Wait,
Mr.
hold.
Levelhead is an
Wait a
absentee
minute. Wait a
friend.
minute. Wait a minute.
He is
I
an
knew.
absentee friend. Do not put any stake and belief in
Wait a
Levelhead.
minute.
Trust me.
Wait
When
a
Level
minute.
says 5 minutes, don't believe a single word that man says to you.
Wait a minute here. This is
Hey,
some
that was
slander.
crazy. I was sitting back, man.
This is slander. I was going up to do something at the TV, and I immediately heard slander is coming your way, sir. Sit back down. Wait a minute now, K-Bum. I explained myself and apologized.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna get on Live and Level Gamers podcast and throw your boy that you've been knowing for the last decade and
Did
a
you
half.
think?
I
Did you
know
think
your
I
wife.
wasn't?
I've been to your house. I sat on your couch, sir, and you're gonna throw me under the bus? You're gonna throw me under the bridge with no fishing pole, no bait to catch fish? What's the problem here, sir?
I will say this, y'all. He did send me a message that said he'll be on the next day, and guess what? He wasn't on the next day.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
guilty. I am guilty. The floor is yours. I'm guilty.
I'm so glad I didn't have to confirm.
That's guilty. I'm guilty. Okay. I'm listening now. I'm a hush because you got me on that
okay.
second one. I
Okay,
didn't
okay, all right,
apologize for
all
that
right.
day.
All fun and games. I know. Levels. Life is busy. He went to do one thing. He had to do 10 other things. He got family. He got family things he's working through, and with his job that he does, and then his other job that he does, and the basketball team he has in the house that he has to feed. I mean, I understand that. I understand that. But you tell me 5 minutes, I tend to believe you. But no, it's all good. It's all good. Well, so what I've been gaming on mostly is Marvel Rivals. I'm trying to move up the ranks. I got a cup. I got a like all my 2K homies. They're all playing Marvel Rivals. Every last one of them have moved over from playing 2K, and they are playing Marvel Rivals. Some are terrible at it. Who are just don't understand the concept of a team based shooter. They just don't get the concept. And I got a couple homers who actually get it. And actually, my brother then came out of retirement. See, level my brother who ain't touched his system
I
in about
see.
5 years has played more Marvel's Rivals with me than you. But it's all good. That's another jab, but it's all
Another
good.
jab.
But yeah,
I thought I
it's
was
been good.
free. I thought I
You said
was
what?
free. I thought I was free
Nah,
of the jabs.
nah, you weren't free. It ain't done until I finish talking. Um, no, but it was good. Like so I've been playing Marvel. I have no desire to play Overwatch. None, zero, zilch. And they brought back 6v6 in Overwatch. We're done with Overwatch. I know I said that last time, but yeah, bro, I've been done with Overwatch since Rival came out. Um, been playing that, and then every now and then I play some 2K just to break up the Marvel Rival, especially because I've been playing the rank mode, and I'm trying to get to the diamond level. I'm one level away from hidden diamond, which is a good a cool accomplishment. I'm trying to get the Grand Master. Is what I'm trying to get to. So I never did get to Grandmaster in Overwatch. I got close to it, but never got it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get Grandmaster in Marvel's Rival. I'm pretty close to getting Diamond, which is the step before Grandmaster. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Your boy does have skills in these games, but if I can get the Grandmaster, that just make me a happy person. So that's what I'm trying to do. I still have The Last of Us. I'm still trying to beat, but I haven't really had desire. The whole switch to the other person kind of took some of the energy I have of it. So I got to get some energy to want to learn the story of the other chick, and so I haven't really had the energy for that. So I haven't really put any time into that. So, but that's what I'm gaming on.
Okay. Since y'all know what I haven't been gaming on, I guess I'll tell you what I have been. So I got a little Astrobot in this week. And I'm gonna say this, man. It kind of goes into an article that Keith shared with us today. from
Me?
Reggie Fils-Aimé. Remember you
It was
shared
actually me,
that was
but it's all good.
K-Bum, my
It's all
bad.
good.
K-Bum
All good.
shared that there was an interview that was done with Reggie Fils-Aimé, and he made a statement about Astrobot, and he said they almost outdid Nintendo at their own, at their own game. They almost out-platformed Nintendo at their own game, and I like how he said almost because that's really accurate. Like Astrobot is really, really good. It really is good. But as I play it, the more and more I play it, the more and more I realize it's not Mario. It's not. It is missing an aspect of Nintendo's magic. But the game is good, man. The graphics is still amazing. It's really creative. It is starting to get a little repetitive. I'll be honest. It's getting somewhat repetitive. I'm about. Actually, I probably could be done beat this game if I wanted to. I'm at the. Well, currently, I don't know if there's more bosses. Y'all kind of see me get my tail handed to me live. You've been watching. I got really owned on trying to play that. I was sleepy too when I was playing it. So, but I'm playing against this. What you call them things? It's a lizard, but
Iguana.
I'm playing against this iguana, and really just didn't learn. I need to sit down and get the patterns. Actually, I was just playing a second ago. I'm playing Tekken now. But enjoying that, man. Every time I turn Astrobot on, Astrobot deserves the rewards it's getting. It deserves these. And I'm glad that they giving a platformer respect. But it's really good. And like I said, the other game I've been playing, touched on a little bit, is Tekken 8. Trying to get my skills up so that when me and K-Bum do cross paths again, I shall be better prepared to handle fisticuffs with him. Like I told you all on the last podcast we was on, he got me, but I got him a couple of times, y'all. I was rusty, but I had him on the edge of his seat. His toes was gripping his carpet real tight because I was putting it in, but he got me. Would y'all stop? Don't mess it up with that. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that, Keith. We grown. Don't do that.
It was very
I was putting it on him, not on him.
Oh Lord.
Lord.
You ain't helping.
I'm just going
to help him. It's cool. You ain't helping. It's cool.
I'm not doing this. I'm not. Look, y'all. I refuse to play the pause game.
You didn't help. I'm just saying you didn't help.
Back in the day, nothing I said back in the day would have been problematic. Y'all got to get y'all minds out the gutters.
You tried to help and fix it, but you didn't fix it.
There's nothing to fix, sir. Keith screwed it up. See, I can't even say that word. See, y'all are okay. Let's move on. Let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. So that's what I've been gaming on since these wholesome, godly-minded individuals can't let me say what I've been gaming on. Lord, forgive us. Forgive them, Lord, when they know not what they do, especially Keith. But anyway.
Hey, wait a minute.
Anyway.
Father, I ain't say it.
He without sin cast the first stone. Anyway, so where do we want to go first? So do we want to go straight to the Xbox, or do we want to get some things out the way? How we want to play?
Man, let's go straight to Xbox, man. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Let's jump right into it.
What was it, like four games? Was it?
It was 4 games.
Just
it was 4 studios. It was more than 4 games.
Okay.
So what I miss?
You didn't watch it?
No, I watched it while I was working, so I had like one eye on that and then one eye on work. But I just remember the main. You just go forward. I got you. I'm gonna jump in.
You got it. It's not too much. It's not,
Okay, so let me pull it. See, I can't even say what I want to say. Y'all done. Let me pull it out. Let me pull it up. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not tonight. Not tonight. Nope. Not giving in.
Man.
So let's pull it up. So let's get into this. So of course y'all know on today.
Pull it up and get into it.
On today, Microsoft had a developers direct, and they showcased basically 4 studios and what they've been working on. Of course, it was 4 different games, and we're going to talk about them. Of course, one of them was Ninja Gaiden, the other one was from Compulsion Games, the other one from Sandfall Interactive, and then we had Doom. So let's get into it. Going to Ninja Theory. Is that what's the name of that?
Team Ninja.
Team Ninja. There it is.
Team Ninja.
So I'm gonna let you. Who wanna go first? Who wanna kind of, as this is starting to play? Who wanna go first?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
I have no history with this series, so
Well,
the new
let
series.
me go then. So I wasn't a big Ninja Gaiden fan back in the Sega days, Sega Nintendo days. I played a little bit of it, but I wasn't really big into it. I got brought into Ninja Gaiden when it came out for the 360, and I had a buddy of mine who was really big into it, who forced me to play Ninja Gaiden. And Ninja Gaiden at that point, I remember reading the article back in like 2004 when they talked about that the developers that created this game created it in such a way to make Westerners cry. Was kind of the rallying cry of that, or the point they were trying to make. So it was a very, very hard game. Ninja Gaiden was a very hard game. It was hard on purpose. But I challenged myself because I thought, I got skills on the game, so I did play it. I did finish, and like I said, I played it on Xbox. I think later it came out for the PlayStation 3, three. But I'd already had my Xbox at that point. You said what?
I think it was Sigma.
Sigma?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I already played it. So to see this Ninja Gaiden 4, I will say this. This was a good looking game. This was a very, very Ninja Gaiden 4 is what I'm talking about right now. Is a very good looking game. And what I really liked about Ninja Gaiden 4 and what they showed is really I hope this is the right word. Stylistic? Is that the right word? Stylized?
Artistic?
Artistic. It has style. It has aura to it, I guess is what the kids will say. It really does. And what I saw in this game is that they took what I understand to be the Ninja Gaiden formula, and they modernized it because it looked, to be honest, it looked very close to Black Myth. If you're just looking at the game, if you kind of replace the characters, I don't think it's too much different than Black Myth, but it was it was really stylistic or artistic as far as some of the big kill moments. The screen with red, and they had a really big. It made the moments feel big, and that was something that you haven't really seen in some games. And so this game really, to me, stood out from any other rest. It really looked modern, the way that the levels were built, the way you traverse, the verticality of the game, the horizontal part of the game. I think it's going to be a smash hit. I think it's going to do numbers because I think it hits on every part of modern gaming because modern gaming is big on being difficult now. The rage games is the Souls type games is all the rage now. So I think the Ninja Gaiden 4 is going to fit right into all that space because it looks similar to the game I'm playing on PlayStation with the Stellar Blade feel, right? But it feels like Souls and it feels like Black Myth. So I think it fits right into modern game, and I think it's going to be a smash hit. To be honest, so I was, I was really, really, really caught off guard by this. I didn't see this coming. I thought it was a beautiful looking game.
Yeah, I mean, Keith, you got anything to add to that?
Man, don't read the comment section. Me over here all in my head. So when I said I didn't have any history with the series, I was mainly referring to the 3D games. And I didn't like the 3D games. And I would say that my first experience was on the Wii U. And I remember trying to play it and I was like, I don't like this. Like, I like hack and slash games and ninja games, and I played the Sega games. I don't remember if I played Shinobi or Ninja Gaiden, or I played them both. I can't remember back that far. but I know I played them. But when they went to 3D, I wasn't really into the Ninja Gaiden, but I thought it was dope to see that it came back. So when I look at Ninja Gaiden 4, and as Nia has already stated, she said it's the Platinum Games influence, and I think that's what you're seeing, K-Bum. Because to me, this looks better for me as a gamer. My taste, this looks better than what I used to see in the past. Not because it's new engine, new graphics, but just the overall camera vantage point, how it all flows together, the stylization that you mentioned. To me, all of that's platinum. That cleanness, and you can tell what's going on, but it's still high impact action and stuff like that. To me, that's all platinum. And as Neil was saying, it looked like Astro Chain. I was like, yes, it does. It 100%. It does look like Platinum Games is influenced all over this. One of the reasons I didn't like the Wii U game, which was basically a 360 game, I didn't like the camera. I felt like I was fighting the enemies, but then I was also fighting the enemies that was attacking me from behind. And I'm like, I can't see everything. But with this, the way they got it pulled back, the way you can see all the enemies, it makes it a little easier. I'm not saying the game is going to be easy, but it just makes it a little more.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I know it's going to be difficult, but it's more comprehensive. Like I can see what's going on. So I agree with you, K-Bon. I think this is gonna be a smash hit. I definitely want to check this out, especially now that I know that Platinum is involved.
I think you're right. I think what I'm referring to with it having that real modern feel and have that, the big aura. I think you're right. I think that is all because of Platinum. I think that's their influence to it.
Well, I want to say this. So, I played a lot of I played every Ninja Gaiden, or Gaiden, especially all the ones.
Hold on. Did you beat him?
Yeah. So anyway,
Which one? Which one?
I didn't beat one because my brother had that on the Xbox, but I watched him beat it. I beat 2 and I beat 3 on the Wii U.
All right. Okay. Cool.
So I'm gonna say this. Yes, you do see Platinum's influence, but I don't want to disparage Team Ninja. It's well within their style when you look at, if you go look at the originals and you look at games like Dead or Alive and all that, it's in their style. So it's not far outside of what they may have been able to come up with on their own. But you definitely see a lot of Platinum Games influence in here. I do like this new character by the name of Yakuma. I think that's how you say his name, Yakuma. That's kind of playing this, I don't know if you would say rival to Ryu, but he is in opposition with Ryu, but he is a protagonist. So I'm interested to see how the storyline is going to go between those two, because Yakuma kind of plays to me kind of like...
I think they're from the same tribe. They're both
I don't know. That part I didn't catch.
Yeah, I think they're both from the Raven tribe. I think what it is. Yeah, I think they're from the same tribe.
I'm gonna have to do some research and get an idea of what's going on and why they. I know Ryu is the leader of the tribe, and I guess this may be a young equivalent to him, someone that may have.
Yeah, I think it's like a young up and coming guy who's like going to take the mantle from Ryu.
So I do like his style. He kind of reminds me of Strider. They kind of giving him.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all, Strider. He kind of puts me in the mind of Strider more so than he's a little bit more cyberpunk-ish with some of his, like how he look, his armor, everything looks young and fresh, while Ryu looks more traditional and to that ninja look. Yakuma doesn't look like Ryu, but and I think his style is a lot more aggressive. Well, not necessarily. That's probably the wrong word. I don't know how to put that, but yeah. So
Dragon Tribe. Okay, thank you.
So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing, and that I'm gonna be honest with you. This caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that, and they may even had it up on the screen when you saw it, but I wasn't paying no attention. I didn't expect this from Microsoft at this time, even though I know it is a multi-platform title, so it is on. It's already announced for PC and PlayStation 5, and I'm thinking this may also come to the Switch too. Let me throw that out there. But I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. I was a big Ninja Gaiden fans. 1 and 2 were awesome. Some of the best combat. One of the few games that I said I like more than God of War. That's why I was like, man, you didn't. I was shocked Keith said he didn't like. That was the thing that made this game stand out to me and set it apart from other hack and slash was Ryu was just doing some stuff that I had never seen and nobody had never seen. The speed and the agility that he had and his move sets just made him a lethal problem. And when you was able to change weapons, I think they really introduced that in the second one where you was able to change. The nunchucks to the Ryu, I mean not Ryu, but Wolverine like blades and the staff. He was like
maybe I did play 2 then. I'm trying to remember. Maybe I did play 2.
I don't know if that was in 1. I can't remember. Like I said,
I think the nunchucks were in 1. I know I played beat 1. Yeah, I don't remember 2.
My brother bought an Xbox from somebody. My younger brother, K-Bum, you know what I'm talking about. So he had bought the Xbox. Yeah. So I would watch him play it. I never really played it because I was on my anti everything but Nintendo at that time. I was on my tripping mode. So I couldn't touch it. You know what I'm saying? I was in that space. Thank the Lord that a brother has matured and graduated from all that nonsense. But I loved everything I was seeing. I was absolutely in denial. Like, I wanted to play it so bad. I did sneak in and play it a few times, and I could not lie. It was probably one of the best games I had played that generation on the original Xbox. So when the Xbox 360 came out and I knew I was getting it, when Ninja Gaiden 2 hit that platform, it was day one for me. And another dope thing that I found interesting about today was they shadow dropped this remake of the original. Oh no, is this 2? Which one is this?
It's 2.
Yeah, they shadow dropped 2. And I just found out it's on the PlayStation 5 too. So I shall be getting this. So I might not get it in no time. I might not get it.
How much is it?
I think it's $49.99.
Yep.
It looks.
It looks good.
It looks beautiful. It looks like a modern game, bro.
Yeah.
They used Unreal Engine 5.
Right.
It looks like a modern game. It is a beautiful looking remake.
Absolutely.
Or remaster. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, so this was the one, and it's Ninja. I think these are Souls. This was kind of Souls before Souls. Like, if you ever played Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, however you want to say it,
it is.
It's a Souls type game. It ain't Souls in the sense of you playing these megaton bosses, but the difficult level was Souls like, and it was a challenge, and it wasn't for the faint of heart. But it was always stylized. You can see the difference in. They was going for more of a realistic look, I think, in this one than what you see currently. So you do see Platinum Games influence in the new artistic flavor, like you were saying, K-Bum. It's very stylized. But I don't want to overlook Team Ninjas and what they do. They got some style too. But yeah, definitely a pleasant reveal. I was geeked when I saw all this, and I was like, man, they knocking out the park.
That was a great game to start the show.
Yeah. So
look, I want to say something. That this is the feeling that I wanted to feel when we saw Bayonetta 3. Oh. I know it ain't PS5 and Xbox Series X graphics wise, but that's how I wanted to feel.
Yeah.
And shout out to them for making me get those feels because that looks amazing.
Yeah, I hope that they redeem themselves with Bayonetta. Remake.
Yeah.
Remake. Don't remaster it. Remake it. Totally remake it, Platinum Game for Nintendo, because that was I haven't played that game yet and have no
even attempted to
intentions on playing that game. Oh, okay, so there's another. So we in the next part, and this is from Compulsion. What's the name of this game? I always forget it.
South of Midnight, something like that.
South of Midnight. So, Mr. Norris. You don't want to go first?
No, I go.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought you was talking about something else. Hold on.
No, I did
So
not
yeah,
say that, sir.
I funny. So I originally was excited about this game, and I'm still kind of excited about this game. The stop motion. Now, granted, I didn't get a chance to get into all of the details that was mentioned about the gameplay mechanics, so that's a little lost on me. Like I said, I was working, and but the game still looks good to me, and this is taking a page out of K-Bon's book. When you get a chance to hear developers just talk about the passion that they have for their games and why they're doing certain things, it does add to the desire to want to play it, you know. But the game still looks good. I'm glad this is is this coming to PS5?
No.
This is not coming to PS5.
Okay, let's say it like this, Keith. Not as at the moment, no.
Not at the moment, no.
But
Okay.
let Phil say nothing is off limits for going away from Xbox right now. Go ahead.
But yeah, this game truly in and of itself is enough for me to, renew my subscription and get Xbox Game Pass again, just so I can play this and then play some games that I missed in the past. One, because I do want to support them in a way, and I just like all the creatures. And then there's lore that they mentioned that is actually based on, like, is it like Bayou and all the other stuff? I don't know much about that stuff.
Yeah, Southern lore.
Yeah, Southern lore. I don't know anything about it. Just playing
Louisiana,
it would make me want to go and look it
Louisiana.
up just to know the history and the information about it. But like I said, I think it's a really stylized game as well. It looks fun. Like I said, the stop motion, whatever. I think that was a right decision to just try to give it like a different appearance than most but action packed games out there. Just to kind of make it stand out. And I think they did a good job. And aside from all of that, it's a black protagonist. So
Okay. I guess I can go. I'm liking it. I like how they kind of giving you a little bit of backstory to Hazel. I think that's her name.
Yes.
The protagonist Hazel, and I like how they playing into the Bayou and I guess that New Orleans, Louisiana kind of culture with some of the folklore and some of the mythical tales, I guess, that come out of that culture or out of that, with some of these, I guess, assistant characters for her. I'm interested, but it puts me in the mind of Kami. I think it's a Kami Bridge of Spirits.
Kena.
Yeah.
Keena Bridge. Yeah, Keena Bridge of Spirit. It puts me in the mind of that. And that was good. I enjoyed that game. So it looks like it's a more fleshed out that. And I like the stop motion. And when it actually goes into the gameplay part, it's not as visually impressive as I was hoping. But at the same time, it still looks good. It's artistic. It goes, again, K-Bum got the word for the night. It's very artistic. It's very stylized, and I like that. It ain't trying to be overly realistic. Yeah, so I like that. It's still growing on me, but it puts me in the mind of Bridge of Spirits, man. If you ever played that game and you look at this game, it's almost similar. Just don't have the little things that's helping you out and picking up stuff. The little Pikmin-like things. I forgot what they lemons or lumens or whatever they called.
I know. I can't remember the name either.
But
little dark black things.
Yeah, this puts me in the mind of Bridge of Spirits, bro. Even some of the bosses, the way they look and the way they move, and the camera angles, it's just like Bridge of Spirits. And so I'm not mad at that. And you're right, Keith. It is a black protagonist, a female. So I'm interested in where it's go. I think it's going to be dealing with a lot of voodoo and that type of stuff. So I'm not all into that part. But if we can play as wizards and all that, then I guess we can also play as a some bio voodoo, I guess, hoodoo or whatever. But y'all know I'm not into all that. But yeah, I look forward to at least checking this out. It ain't necessarily big on my list, but definitely something I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for. Go ahead, K-Bun.
Yeah, so I've been. This was one of the highlights of that first. No, I wouldn't say first, but one of those big, the Xbox showcase, one of their original games that they showed a while ago. I forget what year it actually was, but I did have this highlighted on my list. I thought it was cool. It was different. It looked different. It sounded different. The black protagonist, as you stated, was cool to see as well. Even though the last black protagonist, the last two I didn't play, Flintlock are Forspoken. So we'll see if I play this one.
Y'all skip for
But
spoken.
no, I've been interested in this one. But okay, so let me get the good out of the way. So I like they're taking um, nods from Southern mythology, and they're kind of putting their own little twist to it. It actually is a Canadian development company, but they're putting their own little twist on this. So I think it's pretty cool. I like what they're doing now, and I like they're trying to tell a story, right? With you have to, and I think you'll see it on the screen. You have to collect the memories of of like the creatures that you're going to fight, and you're trying to free them. You're not just trying to kill them. You're trying to free them. So you actually, as the Weaver, as what she is identified in the game as a Weaver, she understands the balance between the mythical and reality. And, and she's weaving these stories and unraveling these creatures. So I thought that was cool. But I, I'm gonna say this. I saw way too much platforming for me.
This
Um,
brother don't never get platform no.
when I'm like, this okay. Show me some fight now. You can stop showing me all this platforming, and then the fact that she fights with a spindle, and like that was just I was just trying to comprehend. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. And then just watching the combat system itself, I'm like, it's not. It's not hidden. It's not hidden for me. I'm still interested. I'm a little less interested now that I see the combat system, but I'm still interested. I still think they can tell a good story, and also the stop motion is kind of jarring to me. I don't know if it is for anyone else, but the stop motion is a little jarring. Sleepy gameplay 2.0. Nia said that. It's not full sleepy, but it's close. It's getting too close to sleepy with the fighting with spindles and the platforming. So I'm less interested in this, but I still, at some point, I'm gonna get a Game Pass at some point. So I just need to find the game that's going to make me do it because I even have the TV that I can stream games on as well. So at some point, I have a 3 month Game Pass just sitting in the chamber. I'm just waiting for something to make me pull the trigger. So maybe this is it, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But
Okay.
I do like the game has style. These two games. Matter of fact, I'll just spoiler alert. Every game they showed has style, and they
Yeah.
showed four unique games, and this is a direct. Four unique games with their own unique stories, backstories, histories, even from the developer's perspective. This is a great. This is how you show a direct. So that spoiler alert.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, K Bum, and I want to answer this question first. Darkwing Dragon, yes. I think me and Keith, you played Shadow Man, haven't you? On the N64?
I remember not title, but I remember the cover art. I feel like I played it.
I played it.
I don't know.
It's again pulling from that what Nia say, that southern culture, that's Western African lore. But yeah, I played Shadow Man on the N64. It was little it was dark. It was dark. And what yeah, it was a little dark. But yeah, I played it. Didn't beat it. I had rented it. That's when I worked at Blockbuster. I rented it for a weekend and tried it out. I think that was made by, was it Ubisoft or was it like
That's a claim.
Clank.
Acclaim.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I was gonna say either you Ubisoft or Clank. So yeah, I remember playing that. So, but no, K-Bomb, I wanted to ask you. I know Keith played it. Did you ever play Kingdom Bridge of Spirits?
I have it downloaded. I have not played it yet. I do
I
have it downloaded. It's sitting right there on my. It's actually downloaded on the PlayStation. I bought it. I
okay.
rented it and then I bought it, but I just haven't. I haven't got it into the playlist.
Yeah,
But I have it.
I think if you go play that, I think you. Looking at this game, the platforming is kind of similar to that platforming. I mean, but if you ain't in the platform, you ain't in the platform. I don't feel like it's. I don't feel like the platformer will really get in your way. If like Ratchet and Clank, you would say as a platformer got some platforming elements, but not really a platformer.
I don't call Ratchet and Clank a platformer as a shooter
Okay,
with platforming
with
elements, so
elements.
I
That's
don't
what.
consider Ratchet and Clank a platformer.
Well, I thought that's what I said. I said you don't call
No, no,
it.
no.
You
I
say,
wasn't. No, I wasn't saying that you didn't
oh,
say. I'm
okay.
just saying some people do. That's why Nia was trying to say I like platformers.
Oh, okay, okay. So I think if you go try out Kingdom Bridge of Spirits, I think you will get a maybe a taste of what maybe coming with this game. I think this game gonna probably be a lot better than Bridge of Spirits, but like the angles and everything. Nah, it ain't 1-to-1. I just think it's in the family of. Would you say that, Keith? It's kind of in the family of what that game kind of plays like to me. From just looking at it, to me, it does. Like it plays
No,
kind of.
I agree because when Kena came out, it was definitely a double A experience, and this feels a little like in between that double A, triple A
Right, right,
gameplay. And
right.
I think Kena was also in that same space based on how visually it looked. And I want to say the guys, this is the black developers as well, and they were like they used to work at Disney. I thought maybe I'm getting that information wrong, but I thought maybe they worked at the animation or whatever doing Disney. So when you look at Kena, a lot of those characters had that Disney feel. But yeah, I agree. Definitely that indie slash triple A. It has a vibe. So yeah, I would if you got it downloaded, I definitely say at least try it. You'll like it.
Okay, so that was South of Midnight Compulsion Games or Studios. That's coming out on Game Pass and Xbox Series and PC. And like we said, and possibly down the road other platforms. So
Maybe.
don't at a later date other platforms. So anyway, let's continue. So the next game was from, and they finna pull up, Sandfall Interactive, and I'm trying to remember the name.
Expedition 33.
Expedition 33. So K-Bum, it seemed like this game caught your attention, I guess, visually. This looks like something Nia might like, Keith might like these turn-based games, but it did look, like you said, it did look stylized, but I'll let you take the floor. Go ahead, bro.
K-Bomb, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So I almost stopped watching when the guy said, "Yeah, we were inspired by JRPGs."
I mean,
I
it's
almost stopped.
obvious.
I almost stopped watching it right there. But no, I kept going. It is. I am surprised that a small studio, because this is a small studio. He says it when he first started. It's a small studio in in um in France, in Montpellier. I think that's how you say it. France, very small studio. Um, I am surprised that they have created a game with this much beauty. This is a beautiful looking game made by such a small studio. It's hard for me to see that this is a small studio, but it is, right? But no, it's different though. It was I like the story they told. It was created out of his idea of making a game, and he wanted to blend live turn based with live events. I mean, real time events, and so it has this real time slash turn based feel to it, which is I don't play turn based, so I it's not the first time this has been done. I know Final Fantasy has dabbled into real time slash turn based. So I'm not in a position to say this is a first. But I like their approach. I like their approach to games. I like their take on games. I love the fact when he explained that he's not trying to make the characters good and bad, right? That this is the bad character. This is the good character.
interesting. I did like that part.
I like that, right? And so it creates diversity into the character, and it's similar to what Naughty Dog does with Last of Us, right? When you have to hear these characters talk about their life, and then you have to find out, do I really want to shoot this person's head off after he just said all these good things? But I have a goal that I'm trying to do, but this person isn't a bad person. He's just in my way. And so it creates that dilemma, right? And I like that. And so I think this story is unique. I think the way they're doing the graphics is unique. Again, like I said, like maybe a minute ago, this is a very different game than the other two games we were just shown. It's very different. It's a JRPG with real time aspects to it, and it looks good. The story looks touching,
Bro,
right? And even the menus, bro. Like,
I don't know if you said this, man. It's got an open world. Like how you traverse through the world is
yeah,
different too. Like
yeah, it's very different.
I don't know if they call that open world, but it's how he said it, like that. If you go from the 2D where you actually going through the stage and moving, like, but they pulled that into a 3D space, but it still maintains that traditional vibe and feel to it. And I thought that was pretty dope when they kind of showed how you navigate through the world. It was a lot different than what I've seen from Final Fantasy,
that was really
the
nice.
latest Final Fantasies and all that, and where each character has a distinct role. Like if you want to get over there, you need the character he said kind of was like based around balloons and certain like pillows, like ancient.
Yeah.
That was dope to me. So, but go ahead. You're doing a good job. Go ahead. I ain't
Yeah, no, it was. Were you jumping in, Keith?
Okay.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. I want to jump. My son came in and talking to me. I agree when you were describing it, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of this. So, like I said, I was at work when I was watching it. But when you were describing, like each character has their own motivation.
Monaco, that's his name. The character I was talking about is Monaco. Go ahead.
Each character has their own motivation. That actually put me in the mind of Marvel, and how Thanos had his own thing. Was he a bad guy? No, he had experienced some stuff, and he was like, I need to change this. It just so happened that it was hurting people who had loved ones and all this other stuff. So everybody had their own motivation, and it wasn't like I'm just going to be bad and mean and evil just for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? So that kind of put me in the mind when you were describing that. But I said that this game looked interesting when they first revealed it, showed it way back when, and I was like, it looks like, what was that game that came on PS4? Something 18 or 1936 or something.
Level's favorite game.
What is that game called?
I was gonna say Order.
Order 1886. Ain't that it?
I was gonna say, I'm glad you said, because I was about to say it put me in the mind of that visually.
So yeah, visually it looked like that, but then when I saw the gameplay originally, I was like, but it plays like a JRPG. So and it was just a little teaser, but now we get the full thing. But I'm definitely gonna go back and watch some more of this, because like I said, I wanted to see what this game was about, and sounds like they're not disappointing, especially how K-Bum is describing it. Like I said, visually it looks good. I just hope that, and I've had plenty of experiences on Xbox Game Pass, I just hope that the performance lives up to these visuals, because this game looks amazing. But a lot of times the performance isn't there. It's kind of janky. But it looks good. It looks like something I would love to see, like, they expand this into like a realm of like film and other things too, beyond just games. Like this one is definitely one that would make you resubscribe to your Xbox Game Pass subscription.
Yeah, like I said, it's dope. I like, again, how they was kind of explaining how each character fits into the team and how they have distinct roles and you need them to do certain things. That was kind of dope to me. How you traverse through the world was dope to me. The visuals are dope to me. again, the JRPG elements, that may be the least attractive aspect of the game. Everything else is attractive to me, but the main thing, and that's the JRPG elements. But because I'm not a turn-based guy, but and the quick time events, that was, I mean, like K-Bum said, we've seen that before. I feel like Final Fantasy does that, and other games does that as well. So, but again, this does look very artsy. It looks very creative. It looks unique. It's doing its own thing with these elements. And it's definitely one that you should keep an eye on. And like you said, K-Bum, it is distinct from all the other stuff they show. Like, everything they've shown so far was nothing like what was just shown. And I think that form, and let's not get ahead of ourselves because we need to get through this. But any final thoughts on this before we go to the last one that was shown?
No, I'll be real quick. And so I play turn-based games, right? I play Civ. I've played Civ 6, Civ 5. I've played Marvel Midnight Suns. I played XCOM, right? So I played turn-based games. It's just I don't know what it is with JRPGs. It's the stories for me. It's just too over the top, too weird. It's just too much. This story seems be unique and seems to be a little grounded. So it's teetering on the edge of sparking my interest, especially with the way that it looks. I haven't jumped on board yet, but if you get Game Pass, right, and you have the option to play these, this may be a reason why to play Game Pass, and now I get an option to play this without spending additional money. So
right.
I think they got something going on.
Nia, I don't believe this is multi-plat. I don't think this is one of the multi-plats, but I'm not for sure.
It is. It's come off of PS5. Yes, it is also coming to PS5.
I thought this was exclusive to them, but okay,
nope,
cool.
Nope, only one exclusive in the whole thing was South of Midnight.
Okay. So,
which is crazy.
You have anything else to add to this, or do we want to move to the last one?
Nah, I think it's a good game. I think it's a good looking game.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we go to the last game that they showed here on today at this Xbox Developers Direct. And of course, that is Doom. What they call this? What's the Doom what?
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. Okay. So, who want? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot of
You're
things.
You're a Doom guy.
I'm not the Doom guy. I'm not a Doom guy. I play Doom.
You play Eternal. You play more Dooms than I have.
I'm gonna say this. I did like Eternals. Not Eternals. It was the one before Eternals. What was the one? What was the one on the Switch?
They both on the Switch.
They both on the Switch. Well, it was the first one that came to the Switch. What was that one? What was the first?
I'm pulling it up
section. Now. Okay, go ahead. But I'll say this: it does look a lot different from, and they kind of explained it. Whereas this game, you feel like a tank. You feel like it's a lot slower. It's a lot heavier. How he described it, it seems like you have built Doom Eternal. Okay, yeah. Doom Eternal was kind of agile, fast.
No, it was just called Doom.
No, it was Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal's the second one.
Doom is, okay, well, I don't know.
It was just called Doom.
Okay, well, anyway, was it a remake of Doom?
Doom was 2016. Doom Eternals was 2020.
Then it was 2016. It was the 20. When did the Switch come out?
17.
Yeah, 17.
So whatever that Doom was that came out in that year is the one I played. I can't remember which one. But anyway, I would say this. It looks good. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and say I'm a Dooms guy. I played that Doom. I enjoyed it for what it was until I just couldn't handle no more of the Baphomets and all that stuff started to just get to me. I'm like, man, I don't know what these symbols are, and they constantly putting it in my face. It's on the load screens. My baby's walking through here. I don't want y'all putting no hex on my kids. Get this demon worship out of here. So that's what happened to me. So, but I did like how he described this game, how he described the differences, how they strive for different things in each one. Doom 17 did this, Doom Eternal did that, and this Doom, you are a freaking tank. You're meant to go into battle and you ain't dodging, you going through things. So they give you the little shield that's kind of I don't know if they call it a saw or whatever, and it's also your shield. And you got the ball and chain and all the stuff that they were showing, and you got your gun. So it plays a lot different, a lot slower. But it was also, they showed that you can go into the menu section and you can set it to your liking. You can speed it up or you can slow it down, whatever you like. I like that kind of freedom to, make the game fit your play style. That was pretty dope. Will I get this game? Will I get it? I doubt it. Yeah, it's probably no. But what they showed was cool. It also puts me in the mind visually, man. I don't know why, but the more I look at it, it reminds me of Metroid Prime Beyond visually. Stylized. It kind of puts me in the mind of that. But anyway, that's my take on it. Like I said, I'm not the Dooms guy. I guess I may have played more than K-Bum, but I don't know about Keith. But the only reason I played more because I played it on the Switch, and that's the only Doom I've really ever played. So, any thoughts on this, or anybody got anything else to add to this?
I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I do have the Doom 2016, whichever the one that you were talking about. I got it on PC, along with the Wolfenstein games. I got both of those.
Yeah.
I actually like the Wolfenstein games better than I like Doom.
Wolfenstein made me seasick. Doom didn't make me seasick.
I got you. The only reason I would want to play this, and the reason I even attempted to play the first one, which I really didn't do, I had it and got it on a discount, was I just wanted to use my mouse and keyboard at that time and see if I could be real twitchy, and I just never did it. Just something about this series just don't do it for me. I just don't care. I don't know if it's the rock music. You put a hip hop track back there. Maybe I like it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Maybe can I change the music?
It's kind of brainless. It's mindless action. There's no real, and they kind of, maybe that's what it is, Keith. And I mean, it's really what we do in other games. They hide the story in, you got to read walls and find little things to find out what's going on, right? Kind of like what you do in Zelda and Metroid and all that. And for games that could take you out of game, especially one like this. It's just nonstop action the whole time. You just shooting, running, shooting. It's like at the while that gets old and tiring. You don't feel like being post pounded like that. Your post pounder like that just for 3-4 hours straight. It'd be a little much. So, but go ahead. I interrupt you. Go ahead.
I was just kind of reading some of the comment section. And how you were saying that it put you in the mind graphically of Metroid. I think that's what people be messed up about. They look at something like Doom and they give you all this information and how fast and twitchy it is, and they're like, well, Metroid has to be that way, and it's not. You got backtracking, it's slower, all this other stuff, and they get turned off. But I don't really have any more things other than to say that graphically, obviously Doom has always been very visually appealing. That has never been a bad thing with this game. So, but like I said, it just don't appeal to me. I wanted to, but I don't care.
So let me send this shout out real quick. Welcome to the show, Matt Jazz 47. Welcome. And like Mia said, get those likes up. Share, get them likes up. Who else jumped in? Oh, Comic Book Trunks, what's up, bro? All right, go ahead, K-Bone. What was you gonna say?
No problem. Like you said, get those likes up. So I'm an OG Doom player. So I'm old enough, Lord, dating myself, old enough to play Doom, the first Doom on PC, I believe it was. Yeah, and I played it then. And that was the last time I probably played a Doom. I think I played a little bit of 3 I think I remember. And it's just like this ain't for me. This is not my type of gaming. But I'll say this before we jump, because I don't need to be too long winded about this. I do like that they tried to make the Dooms unique, and I like the take on this one. I like making himself a tank and allowing him to kind of stand there without doing a bunch of moving with the shield. I think all of this creates a good gameplay loop. And I think it's going to be cool for people who like this type of game. I think it's going to be dope. The visuals, the gunplay looks awesome. I think it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be another great entry of the Doom. It doesn't feel tired. It doesn't feel old. This gives it a new feel to it. So I think people who like this type of game are gonna have a blast because it looks like fun. I'll say that at least.
Okay. So that's pretty much all the games that they
Hold on.
showed.
No,
You got you
no,
got you
no,
got you
no.
got
You
one more.
gotta no.
Some of them put their like back.
What?
You can't move forward.
Why can't I move forward?
You got to hit something else in the comment,
Somebody
brother.
in the comments says he said, "Am I invincible?
Let
What
me
is this?
see.
Velvet?"
Oh,
What is this,
what's
Velvet?
up, DJ? I didn't see you up there. Let me slap myself, man.
Slap
I'm
yourself.
slapping myself, bro.
What is this? Velvet?
I'm there. You like I must be this motherfucker. Like that. Don't do that, sir. Oh man, I didn't see you up there. My screen is smushed, so I didn't see you up there. I saw Maddie Jazz, but I didn't see you. Welcome to the show, bro. So let's do grades real quick, and let's be quick because we spent a good portion on it. But I think it was
We,
worth it.
we, we deserve to. I'm
Yeah, it
sorry.
was good. It was good.
Because of how much Xbox hate this channel gives, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy hating on Xbox. I wake up in the morning feeling good about giving Xbox some hate. Uh,
That's
I'm
crazy.
happy we spent this much time on how good this direct was and all these unique games. We gave the Xbox their due because if we do this and give them their due, people can't say none when they do something stupid. We can go back to hating.
Right. So let's give grades and real quick, starting with you, K Bum. Go and give your grade, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna give them an A minus. I think this is the best direct they have ever done. Period. Not even close. Nothing's closer. This is their best direct. Four unique games. Four games that are all going to be a big hit. All come the Game Pass day one. I'm saying A minus. I'm giving them through the roof. I guess they save the summer showcase too. I guess they did that. But I'm giving this an A minus. I don't. It was not a bad game or even a bad conversation. It wasn't boring listening to the devs and hearing their story. So I'm giving them A minus.
Okay. Mr. Norris, what's your grade, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a grade. No, it ain't gonna be bad. I'm trying to be funny. I will say this: I love the fact that they stuck to their guns. They didn't really do anything different outside of their formula of how they want to tell these stories for the developers, or how the developers tell their stories. That's a better way of saying that, right? The presentation is pretty much the same. What's different here is the games are actually interesting. The games are good.
True.
So if they can continue to just keep giving us this, because we love the backstories and we love having good games, they keep giving us this, they will always be excellent, and that's why I give them an X for excellent. But I give them an A.
wait.
Man, slap
This
yourself.
man,
That was actually good, though, Keith. I can't front. That was actually good. I'm gonna say this. I'm giving it an A. I think they did not to steal your word, Keith, an excellent job. I like the fact that they stuck to four games and for quality games that were different from each other, that you didn't feel like you're just getting a whole bunch of the same old like they typically do, just over flooding you with too much. It was like perfect. Each game got time to kind of set in. You got a chance to experience it, see it, whether you liked it or didn't like it, whether it was up your alley or not. It was cool and it was very well paced. I didn't get mad at all the people and the developers talking. Everything was well paced, well put together. So they get an A from me, man. A. Excellent. Amazing. Awesome. There you go. Awesome job, Microsoft. Awesome job. So we gotta go.
You see Nia, she in there slapping me, man. She telling me to slap myself.
You deserve. Nah, that was pretty good. So now, where do we want to pivot to? Is it Sony? Do we want to go to Sony? And these live action Jim Ryan debacle cancellations? Where we want to go?
Yeah, I think we can go to Sony.
Yeah, let's go to Sony. Because I think we can get through. We gained Nintendo in the last few weeks. We gonna get to Nintendo, people, but let's give Sony they do. So if y'all haven't been paying attention, Sony has been behind the scenes, low key, canceling a lot of titles. I need to pull this up. I thought I had the article. I can't find it, so I'm gonna try to find it here on Google real quick. PlayStation cancellations. So they've been kind of low key canceling a lot of games from honestly prominent studios, but they working on games you would not think they would be working on. And so I want to talk about this. Let me see if I can find it. K-Bomb, take over right quick so I can look for this stuff, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So, as we know, in the beginning of 2024, Sony came out and said, "Y'all ain't getting nothing this year. We ain't feeding you at all. You gonna have to get your own cornbread." And so we were kind of left in a bubble of, okay, so what are we planning your system? And so in the meanwhile, Sony was working on certain titles. They did give us some things, right? We got Astrobot last year, and we also got the debacle, the horrendous game that was off the shelf just as fast as it showed up. That game was Concord, and that game was one of the worst launch games in all of gaming history. It was dead on arrival, absolutely horrible, terrible, trash, anything you can describe. Concord was it. There was many reasons why. We actually had a podcast about it. We went over, I think, maybe 15 different reasons why this game did what it did, but it had a ripple effect, right? This game rippled through all the way through all of Sony's entities, and it had such a big ripple effect that some of it is probably due, but there were mass cancellations of live service games that Sony had in development, and some in development for years. Um, and so that's kind of what we wanted to discuss. And there's an article that kind of lays out. Well, there was a video we actually talked about, and in the video, the guys talked about some of the games that were canceled. If you guys remember, this was one of the old cancellations. There was going to be a Spider-Man multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
That was canceled. There was the multiplayer game of The Last of Us that was also canceled, because remember, Last of Us 2, if you guys don't remember, Last of Us 2 was supposed to come with both the single player game and the live service game. That was supposed to be Last of Us 2 was supposed to be launched with that. So the multiplayer game has probably been in development almost as long as The Last of Us was in development. And that game will never see the light of day. And as Level Set kind of stated, these were top-notch studios. This is Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
This is Insomniac.
Yeah.
This isn't just and actually another one was Blue Point.
Right.
Blue Point was working on a live action game, and all these games and all this effort and all this time will never see the light of day. So it looks like Level has the article up, so I'm gonna kind of
No,
jump
I'm
it
just
back to
gonna read
him.
because we. Oh, go ahead, my bad. Finish what you were saying.
So I was gonna dump it back to you, but one of the games I kind of want to talk about, and I think this is the game. If you guys remember, I talked to you guys a while ago, and I talked about how Corey Barlow was not a part of God of War Ragnarok, and I said there was a secret game he was working on. I believe one of the games that got canceled was that game.
Gotcha. Because it was for
That
God of
the
War. We about to talk about it in a
yes,
minute.
yes, the God of
So
War live service game. I believe that was one of the game. I believe that's the one that got canned because he was not working on Ragnarok.
So we're not gonna spend too much time on this, but we got to talk about this in two fronts. We got to talk about what actually took place, and then we got to talk about why all this is taking place and who caused it. So let's read this article from Game. I think this is who is this? GameStop. It said PlayStation has canceled 2 live service games, and one of them was reportedly based in, go to what K-Bum said, the God of War universe. In a statement to Bloomberg, Sony confirmed the cancellation of 2 live service games, one from Ben Studios and another from Blue Point Games. The one that Blue Point Games was working on was reportedly a live service God of War game. Sony also confirmed that while the studios won't be shutting down, it wouldn't confirm whether these cancellations will result in layoffs. However, Sony is working with the studios to determine their next projects. Last year, Ben Studios confirmed that it was working on a new IP, but it is unclear whether it's the now canceled project. Sony acquired Blue Point Games, which worked on the PlayStation 5's exclusive Demon Souls remake. Everybody wants a Demon Souls remake, but because of this particular person, he put them on making live service games. Back in 2021, the studio reportedly helped out with God of War Ragnarok from 2020 to 2022 prior to the cancellation of its next project. PlayStation's live service Interactive has so far produced mixed results, while Helldivers 2 experienced massive success and won many awards. Concord was a momentous failure, ultimately culminating in its permanent shutdown and the closure of developer Firewalk Studios. Sony also canceled its multiplayer The Last of Us game. That was another one in 2023, months after Destiny developer Bungie, which Sony acquired, reportedly evaluated its ability to engage players in the long term. So a lot going on. So why is this? So we K-Bum kind of gave the breakdown on what's been going on. We just read it. They've been canceling all these live service games developed by studios that probably should have been working on other games. Like this studio right here, Blue Point should have been working on a Demon Souls, because that's what people want, either a Demon Souls remake or another Demon Souls. But they're working on a live service game. And the question is, why was all this happening? And it was happening because of the former boss, the former CEO, Jim Ryan, bet his bank on live service games. So right here it says, Sony exec Jim Ryan believes the future of gaming is in live service games, and that subscription services won't reach the level soon seen in other media. So he literally set out to make live service games the future focus for Sony and the PlayStation platform. And if you put 1, 2, and 3 together, K-Bum, Keith, everybody in the comment section, this is why we didn't get any games last year. This is why we don't have that much now. Because they've been working on all this stuff that just got canceled. They've been working on stuff that wasn't going nowhere. Concord, a God of War game that nobody asked for. A live service God of War game. Now, will some of these games have been good? We will never know. But apparently, they wasn't good enough for them to keep working on it. So that's where their money was going. That's probably why Jim Ryan is not there. That's probably why he stepped out. He probably saw that Concord and all this was about to go the way it was going. It was a foolish endeavor. It was short-sighted. It was greed that was misplaced. And it's sad that this dude literally set Sony on a bad course in his game development. And I'm curious of y'all thoughts on that. Because that's pretty much what happened. Jim Ryan took them down this path, and now he's gone, and they having to repair what he started.
Yeah. So you said it was foolish. I feel like the right F word is forced.
Well, it was foolish on his part, but forced onto Sony. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was forced. Like, I can't even imagine what a live service God of War game would even look like. Like, what is that? The Last of Us, I can see that. I would actually love to be in that world trying to survive. Like, having an actual survivor game with The Last of Us, that would be pretty dope, in my opinion. But I think, and I understand Jim's thinking, because you look at a game, and I'm going to bring up this title, and you look at this game and you say, this game has been around since 2013, and it's still making waves on the charts and stuff like that, as far as like top sellers and whatever, and that's Grand Theft Auto 5. But they didn't force it on the gamer. Or they didn't force, or Take-Two didn't force. Is it Take-Two or 2K?
Take-Two.
Take-Two.
The 2K owns Take-Two, but yeah.
Yeah. They didn't force Rockstar to make this game live service or whatever. They just did it, and it just took off. I think the best scenario when it comes to like live service, you chasing those Fortnites, and probably if the game keeps doing well, looking at a game like Marvel Rivals, and you look at something like Concord as to why it failed, or it, you know what I mean? Like, it just has to be a natural progression. Like, you have to be actually trying to make a good product, as opposed to, we want to make a live service game. I also feel like this is the problem with Microsoft. They were too busy trying to make multiplayer games, and Sony was making single player games, killing them every single year. Every single time Microsoft wanted to go and try to be this super creative, we're making multiplayer games everybody can play, it hurt them, as opposed to just do it naturally. Make it a natural progression, and just make a good game first. Then allow your multiplayer things to for the gamers to like draw you in or whatever. But anyways, I'm looking at this list as well, and like I said, I can't even imagine what a God of War live service game would be. It's a lot of Spider-Man. Why are we doing this? That is not why people playing Spider-Man, trying to make a live service Spider-Man game. And there was that one that was like a cross-dimensional or whatever. You can be different Spider-Mans.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool idea, but I don't think that's what people really wanted to do. But hey, I'm probably in the minority with that. But they still got Marathon from Bungie, or has that been touched too?
Nope, that's still coming.
That's still coming. Okay, but yeah, man, I just hope that Sony can recover, because even if you're not a Sony person or a gamer like that, you got to give them respect for the things that they do and the games that they produce. Horizon, they got a Horizon MMO. Like, I don't like the Horizon series, but I still give them credit for having that game and them trying to push it as much as they have. And yeah, but I'm really curious to see what K-Bone has to say, since he is the Sony guy.
So the first thing I want to attack is this, because the video actually stated how foolish it was to go down this path of live service, and how Jim Ryan was trying to force live services, or he was just talking about live services is the future. Do you remember last year we had a conversation, and there was a report that it was a video game report, and it showed that 60% or 70% of gaming hours, of all gaming hours, are spent on games 7 years and older.
Oh yeah. I remember that you had that list, and like at the top was like Fortnite and
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yeah,
it's what League of Legends. 60% of gaming hours of all of gaming was spent on games 7 years or older. Those are all live services games, and that's where gaming is. He's not. He wasn't forcing the. He wasn't. He wasn't just making this hypotheses about live services being the future. It it's the now. Let's be honest here. Destiny is still being played right now, guys. Destiny 2 is still being played. Warframe is still being played right now. Overwatch, even though it's dying now, it's still being played. Came out in 2016. They just released the like last year, the last patch for GTA Online. Um, I said Fortnite is growing even more. Apex Legends is still out there being played. Even Warzone, which is the got with Call of Duty game, which itself is the live service version of Warzone is. Call of Duty is the multiplayer, but Warzone is still the live service version of the game. These games are still being played, y'all. And and so I understand his mindset behind wanting Sony to get involved and get um, some of their key characters a part of this live service system because live services is raking in money. Some of the biggest games we've seen that we saw this year, Helldivers 2 last year, Marvel Rivals, I guess last year as well. But the growth has been this year is they are live service games. They are 100% live service games and will continue to be live service games. Um, the problem is sir, everything is not a live service game, and this is the what they ran into. They put too many eggs in one basket. Sony was out in front saying, doing their single player thing and creating unique experiences for players. And they had games like Last of Us and God of War and the zombie game and Horizon, and they were bucking against the system with single player game. Because remember, during this time when they were killing it with single player games, the narrative was single player games are dying, and Sony bucked against the system and continued to make single player games, and with with very little to no DLC or microtransactions. This switch Sony had to get money hungry is the reason why they're in the position they are, and they have failed. And I'll say it, they have failed the PlayStation 5 with the lack of games. It is this push to move everything in that direction. There should have been selective things that make sense. And that's what Keith is trying to say, right? That it should have been a better selective system of what games gone. The game that should have gone, Naughty Dog should have been able to finish their game because they already proved it. Because
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 4 had multiplayer. Last of Us 1 had multiplayer. They've already proved that they can do it. So if anything, put the resource in the people that's proved it. Bungie has already proved it. Put the money in the people that can prove it. Spider-Man, what the, Blue Point, like the other people that kind of they jumped into it. It wasn't for the right reasons. It was definitely for money. They were chasing the trend. Previously, they were bucking against the trend. Then they started chasing the trend, and this is what led to me, them letting down a great system, which is the PS5. I believe they have let the PS5 down because all these great studios and they're not produced, and nothing is coming of it after all this years and all this time and all this money on development. So, uh, the heads of Sony, I hope this hurts them. I really do because I hope they understand that you can't do this. You can't do this to a system that's doing well. And I hope they learn from it and can and do more of bugging against the system instead of trying to chase trends and see what that leads you. So that's my take on it.
Okay. Any final thoughts on this, or we can move on?
No, I just want to say Cable made some great points.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Because like when you really look at it and you say, what PlayStation 5 game is that game? Even when did it come out? 19?
COVID.
2020.
20.
20 was it was COVID, right? It came out during COVID.
I think it was during COVID.
Yeah, 2020.
It's 2025, and we're still saying, what is that game? And it's not to say that there's no games on it, but it's like, where they at, though? You know? Whatever.
What it shows to me is the importance of vision and leadership, because the problem with this was faulty vision. You need to be. I understand trying to read the market and seeing trends and trying to jump on that, but like K-Bump said, putting all your eggs in one basket like that, taking studios that have been successful for you, that's kind of has momentum. You kill the momentum by putting them on stuff that they don't typically do. And so this really boiled down to bad leadership and a faulty vision. And we, the gamers, the consumers, are basically having to experience this. What we experience with the lack of games when it should be games right now, there isn't, because of stuff like this. And then to add insult to injury, y'all having to cancel all this stuff because it was dead end projects, because you're trying to jump into a market where there is no guarantee. You see a game like Marvel Rivals that's doing excellent, but that's like lightning in a bottle. They just struck the right balance, but and it works. But that's not always going to happen. Those are those outliers, those phenomena that you just can't predict. And so
there would be more Concord, more Suicide Squad, and I forget the other live service game that crashed. It's going to be more of those than it's going to be Marvel Rivals.
Right. So there's no point in trying to chase something like that. You got yours with Hell Divers, you know what I'm saying, that, and they dang near screwed that up.
They try to kill that.
So it's leadership. This is the prime example of poor leadership, having a leader with a poor vision. And it matters. I can take your scriptures and show you this. But where there's no vision, the people perish. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I agree.
So that it's good to see that Jim Ryan is gone. It's good to see that they're going and kind of reassessing these things and getting these studios back in their wheelhouse, back in their, in their strengths. And like I said, I don't think it's nothing wrong with pursuing live to play, or what do you got? Yeah, live service. But you shouldn't go that hard. That's what I meant by it was just foolish and like Keith said, forced. So anything else on that before we?
Man, I'm just thinking, bro. If we had all these, man, Sony would be killing it right now. If all these games, all these studios were making top-notch first-party games, it wouldn't even be a question about what's going on this generation, and it kills me that the fact that they're even successful right now with this blunder just baffles me right now. It just shows how useless Xbox is right now. That Sony can fumble the bag this bad and still outsell Xbox 3-1 or whatever ridiculous number they're outselling Xbox.
Oh,
that's how bad they fumbled the bag. I just want to put that out there.
It's because it's the same problem that we talking about with PlayStation is Sony's is Microsoft's problem. No, the vision. No, they didn't have a vision. I'm not gonna say Phil is a bad CEO. I think Phil is a good CEO. I think Phil was inherited a problem. He had the right ideas, just didn't stick to him. And it's almost like the DCU versus the MCU. If you don't really pay attention to why Marvel was successful, you would think you could throw out 3 movies and put a Batman and Superman movie together. Like, you could think they could do all that stuff and get to where Marvel is. No. Marvel had a history of that got them there. You gotta go back and see why Iron Man was good and why this was good and all the pieces that they put together before they became what it was in that first phase. But DC or what was it? Warner Brothers to mimic what they did and screwed their whole situation up because they didn't take the time. They was rushing. They were impatient. And I see that's what I believe Microsoft has done. And I feel like they kind of course correcting. They kind of finding their vision. They kind of finding their voice, what they're trying to do, and they implementing their plan. Hopefully, this time they stick with it. But yeah, it was lack of games. The same thing we saying with Sony, but Sony has a brand power that Microsoft just doesn't have. So Sony sold off the brand alone. Yeah, and the PlayStation 4 success was enough for Sony to get where they at. They gave you some trinkets. Then they went. Then Jim Ryan's leadership started to show his face. Almost like when people didn't realize that a reason why the economy is like it is because of what Trump did in his first 4 years. But anyway, let me not go there. So you see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? When you don't understand that. Now we're feeling what Jim Ryan did. Even though he been gone for what, 2-3 years? We're starting to feel his leadership.
I think 2023, yeah.
Yeah, so right 2 years at this time. Now we're starting to feel his leadership. What he did, he's not even there, and we're experiencing his decisions. Just like all them years before we put this man back in office, we was feeling his decisions. But anyway. So let's go to the next.
Before we move forward, I just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Shout out. I just want us to not, bypass that slander that K-Bun gave. He said it so slick. I just want us to make sure we highlight it. I want to magnify that this man said that despite all of this, PlayStation still outsold Xbox. I just want to highlight. I just want a little slander because we did praise him, but I gotta.
Why y'all just can't let them people breathe, man? Okay, so as Keith
because
Sanders,
this is the next box.
So we didn't get through an episode without throwing some Microsoft shade, as y'all see. We never do. So we get to our last topic, and we've been talking Switch 2 a lot the last few days, and it's the hot topic and there's a lot around it, and we really didn't talk about what we are looking for forward to when it comes to the games. Well, there's been some games that seem to be already revealing themselves, and we want to talk about that. And also other games that's been kind of rumored and we want to speculate, but we want to use these titles to kind of have this conversation. So all of us are anticipating. I think all of us here are anticipating April the 2nd. All of us are. We're looking forward to that day. And we're hoping that third party, since Nintendo has revealed the Switch 2, that third party will start to announce what they have coming. So, because we got to wait so long for Nintendo to give us what they have. So, but we are getting some things that's, kind of shaping what may be possible. We know Mario Kart 9 is coming, but there's some other titles that may be coming as well. So, over here on Forbes, and I'm pretty sure you can find this on Nintendo Life and all them other places. I probably should have went there. But this user by the name of Stealth 40K happened to stumble up on something that he pulled out from Newegg that shows some games that are coming to the Switch and for 2025. And what we see is Metro Prime 4 Beyond, which we already knew, Xenoblade X Chronicles Definitive Edition, Pokemon Legends Z through A. What is that? What is Z through A? What that stand for? Anyway, so we all knew about those games, but there's two games that you see here that we didn't know about. Of course, Mario Kart as well, new Mario Kart. But these other two games that showed up in the list is a new 3D Mario. Keith, look like we getting a Mario game this year, sir. A new 3D Mario and a Legend of Zelda remake /remaster. So there's some other games that's also being announced. Supposedly, Metal Gear Solid, what's the remake for Metal Gear Solid is supposed to be coming to the Switch.
Delta 3 Delta, or something like that.
Delta 3 Delta. That's supposed to be coming to the Switch. It's I think Halo Collection supposed to be coming to the Switch. A few Microsoft titles supposed to be coming to the Switch. So of course we know Call of Duty is coming to the Switch. So I guess I'm gonna bring you in, Keith, because I'll bring K-Bum in a second. Does this excite you? How are you feeling about this? Or what and on top of that, what games are you looking forward to seeing on the Switch too? So what do you feel about this list? New 3D Mario. What do you want to see in a new 3D Mario? What do you want to see? What remake or remaster would you like to see from the Zelda universe? And then what other games are you hoping for when it comes to the Switch 2? The floor is yours.
All right. New 3D Mario. My only question is water wet? Like, we know 3D Mario's coming. I'm playing. I'm being super. I'm being sarcastic. Like, I would hope a new 3D Mario is coming. I would hope all of these games are coming. But to have the conversation, you already know I'm excited about Metroid Prime 4. Truly, in with all my heart, hoping that it's a Switch 2 game, or we'll get a chance to see it on the Switch 2 in all its full glory and pixels and all that other stuff. I think this list is kind of on point of what Nintendo would need to do just to get the ball rolling for the Switch. We already know Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming, but I guess this is saying it's also coming to the Switch 2. And I think that Pokemon Legends is, I think I've heard people call it ZA. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I'm probably the last person to ask, but
that's why I threw it to you. I was like, let me get out of this. Let me throw this to Keith.
I think I heard people call it ZA. But I think the most obvious, I want to say obvious, but there's two things that come to mind. I remember when they first announced The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, I thought it was A Link to the Past, and I was excited. I was extremely excited. I was like, oh, they're actually doing it. I was really excited. So if they were to do a Zelda remake, yes, I would take a top-down version of Link to the Past, similar to how they've been doing the other games. I know that's probably not what people want from them. They want to see it all in its full glory and stuff like that. I don't care. A Link to the Past is that game. But if they don't do a Link to the Past remake, I think the next obvious will be Ocarina of Time. I think they should go ahead and do it. Even though they've done it on the 3DS, I think they should just go ahead and do it, get it out the way for everybody who holds that game in such high regard. I hold it in such high regard, but I feel like it has been surpassed with the Wind Wakers and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that would be what I would expect or want for them to do if they were going to do a Zelda remake. What do I want to see in a new 3D Mario? I don't know. When it comes to 3D Mario, I'm always just like a little kid, and I'm like, I got a blindfold on, and I'm just like, okay, just bring me something, and whatever you bring me, I'll see if I like it. I don't want to put my thoughts on it because I feel like with Mario's, where Nintendo gets a chance to just fully explore and be extremely creative as they want to, right? So I don't want to put a cap on their imagination. Like whatever you imagine, just prepare it. I'll play it. If I don't like it, I won't play it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say I want to see the next 3D Mario. I want them to go directly at Astrobot and try to take the crown back or something like that. I'm not gonna say that. I don't care. I want to see them be as creative as Nintendo can be. But what I don't want to see is a Mario. I gotta roll that that Joy-Con on the desk. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. But as far as this list, cool list, kind of obvious titles in there, the typical stuff from Nintendo. But yeah, that would be what I would want to see. I don't know if I answered all your questions, but
no, you did what you needed to do.
Yeah.
So, K-Bone, you want to take a shot at this? What do you feel about these titles? And being I would say you you give Nintendo respect. You're not a Nintendo guy, like you said last week. You don't have any ties to these titles. So, from a first party perspective, what games would you like to see on the Switch? And then second and third party, what would you like to see? And what you feel about what what you are hearing and what has kind of been shown here with some of these games.
I bet. So first I'll say I don't give a dang about these games. No, I'm just playing. Um, um, I I want to see more Metroid, but I don't. I have a hard time carrying as much. Definitely, I definitely would play the new Mario as always. But it's good to see some of these games. I'm wondering what the Legend of Zelda remake remaster. Would they do Breath of Wild? Or would they even try to do something like that? Do a Sony one generation later
I think that was
remake
teased.
remix?
I think that was teased.
That would be interesting. And maybe nope, I probably wouldn't still finish it because the story's still hard to get into. But I don't know. Just from the first party, um, I'm all about the Mario Kart as always. So I would love to see that. Um, I would love to see Nintendo do more mature type stuff. But
ML.
I'm an action guy, action adventure. So something like that would be more up my alley than a lot of the titles are more platformy in nature. So they usually doesn't vibe with me. And I tried to get in Breath of the Wild, just couldn't do it. I never did Tears of the Kingdom. So uh, I don't know. I don't know. As far as first party games go, but there's one game I want to see on the Switch. Not that I would play it. It's not for me to play. I want to see what it would look like, what it would do, and if it would be any good. And I just want to see the day that Call of Duty is back on the Switch. I just it's just something about it. I just want to see Call of Duty running on the Switch, and that would just solidify it. I'm like, yep, Nintendo's back. They're gonna win this generation as soon as COD touches the Switch. So that's me. I say it's not because I want to play Call of Duty on the Switch. I just think the absence of it and it finally arriving to the Switch system would be a monumental event. Since it's been gone for so long, and it's definitely one of the biggest games out there. One game that I might get bashed for this, but I'll say it anyway. One game I don't care about seeing on the Switch is GTA 6. Um, the reason, yeah, I do know Call of Duty is it's confirmed to be on the Switch. I just want to see it running. So that was my thing. It's not a I, is it coming or not coming? I know it's coming. I want to see it. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. But game I don't care to see on the Switch is GTA 6. The reason why I say this, the GTA series has always been huge on graphics, always been huge on realism, and they're just certain things you're not going to be able to do if it runs on the Switch. That you can do it on. It's not going to be parody. It's going to be it's going to lack in some aspect, and so that's why to me it won't move the needle at all. Seeing GTA 6 on the Switch title, I think it's going to be huge for some people, but seeing what they try to do with video games and the realism they try to do now, if they can create parity on the Switch too with GTA 6, now that would be probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen. If they can create parity on the Switch and the PS5 systems,
I got a
I, I
question
would
on that. I
I
got
would
a
be blown
question.
away by that, and I would be highly impressed. But I don't see that happening. I think there has to be some shortcuts, just because I mean it can only do so much. Let's be completely honest here. It's going to be better than the Switch, but Switch Two can still only do so much. It's like having a mid grade PC. You can only do so much. You can only raise up those depth of field levels, those textures. Yeah, you can't get ultra. You can get high, but but you can't go to ultra. And so like I'm saying, there's certain things you can and just won't be able to do. So that's my take.
So when you say
I think
parody, would you say something like, how do you feel about like the Series S in comparison? Like, is that the type of parody you talking about? Are you
It's
talking?
yeah, because Series X usually it's a reduction of resolution
Right.
and minor things that doesn't show up.
So
But
if it
Series X is very close. If your S is very close in parity, but I don't. But it's starting to lose that in certain games, and that's why they're having issues.
right, I'm just asking like if would that be an acceptable parody for you? I'm just trying to see where your parody is
Yeah,
at. Okay.
yes.
What was you finna say? Well, let me send a shout out to Heart and Soul 72. What was you finna say, Keith? And then I'm gonna jump in here and we can wrap it up.
for sure. So the Switch is more powerful than the Xbox 360 and the PS3, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The PS3 and the Xbox 3.
No, I don't. I don't. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
The Xbox 360.
The cell processor?
Yes.
The cell processor was still untouched.
Well, that's what they say.
I mean, that's
I
what you
never
saw.
touched one. I never touched one.
Okay.
But the GTA 5 was on 360 and PS3.
Yes, they were. Yes, it was.
So there's no reason for GTA 5 not to have been on the Switch other than maturity in sales, probably. I'm not going anywhere with this. I'm just saying that the Switch could have already had GTA, and they could have used it as an example to see if the fan base would even buy it. Yes, it is, Nia.
Yeah.
It is.
So I don't want to derail. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I want to stay where we at. So for me, and it was something K-Bomb said, or was it Keith said? Okay, so it is exciting. And I mean, we all know that a 3D Mario is coming. So that's nothing shocking. But it is cool to see it. But I guess my thoughts is, as much as I liked Odyssey, and I did like Odyssey. I like Odyssey a lot. I'm asking myself, do I want a continuation of Odyssey, or do I want Nintendo to go a whole new direction? And I think when it comes to 3D Mario, I think I want Nintendo to go in a whole new direction. I think I want them to start from scratch and do something different. I like Cappy. I liked all that, but I don't have to see that return, if that makes sense. But if it is Odyssey 2, like Nia said, Odyssey was Goddessy, you know what I'm saying? It was that deal. And it did some things that I really liked that I want to see Nintendo explore again, like the stage that they showed off when we first seen him, where he jumps out of the sewers. Like, we didn't even think that was Mario, a Mario game. And that blew us away to see Mario in a realistic world. And that was kind of dope. So, but I would like to see them explore a lot of the elements in Odyssey. It doesn't necessarily has to be Odyssey 2. But I did like some of the direction they went in Odyssey. It was cool, and it fit the billing. It was odd. Some of the things we saw was odd for a Mario game, but it just was pretty dope. So looking forward to that. This Zelda remaster, I'm pretty sure it's probably either one of the Breath of the Wilds or Tears of the Kingdom. I'm pretty sure that's probably what it is. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I really want to play through Breath of the Wild again. And I don't think I'll play through Tears of the Kingdom again. But there is one Zelda game that I wouldn't mind going back to and seeing it remade, and that's Ocarina of Time. I want to see Ocarina of Time remade. Ocarina of Time was my first real experience of a Zelda experience. Like, when I say real for real, I played other Zelda games. I never got into them enough to really stick with it. I remember playing Zelda 2. I remember the original Zelda. I played all those. They were cool, but I'll end up running back to the Ninja Gators and the Double Dragons and the Marios and all that. I never got into Zelda. Never got into Metroid at that time. So y'all might say I wasn't a real Nintendo fan. I played a lot of the other. I wasn't playing a lot of first-party titles at that time on Nintendo and Super NES. I was playing Capcom. I was playing all the other titles. But with the 64, because of what happened, I had to become a first-party Nintendo fan. And Ocarina of Time is still, I still have memories of that game that I don't think many games have lived up to how I felt when I first saw the Temple of Time, how I felt crossing the desert, going to the desert temple or whatever the sun temple, whatever that temple was over there. The first time I felt being in the basement and the little zombie things was popping out of the coffins. And like the experience I had with Ocarina of Time, no other Zelda game has matched that vibe except for maybe Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So I would like for it to be Ocarina of Time because I believe that game deserves a remake and be remade in full glory and all that. So that's what I want to experience. Far as third party, I think differently from K-Bum. I think we are grossly underestimating what this system is about to be able to do. I think we are approaching it wrong, but Nintendo has to prove that. This is my speculation, but Nintendo got to prove it. But I don't think it's going to be a power issue. I don't think we're going to I think we're going to be shocked and like, wow, that's really there and it really looks like that. I really believe that. So whatever third party brings, I'm here for it. Whether it's Grand Theft Auto 6, I definitely want to see that Ninja Gaiden game on the Switch too. That I would get that there because I like the convenience of what the Switch gives me in travel and going to the in-laws and hey, I can't play upstairs like with my PlayStation 5. I gotta come down here because I don't feel like breaking that behemoth down to take it upstairs to play it. But with my Switch, it's just an easy dock upstairs. I like all that. So I'm looking forward to whatever third party is bringing. I thought the game you was going to say, K-Bum, was Madden. If there's one game that I want to see come back, this will let me know that EA is serious. If Madden shows up on the Switch 2, to me, that's more of a that's equivalent to Grand Theft Auto to me. That game to me says we're here. If EA brings a Madden game that has all the bells and the whistles to the Sony and the Microsoft, that's gonna sing loud to me. Even more so than a GTA. Now, do I believe you're going to see GTA? Not anytime soon. GTA 6, not early. Do I believe they're going to be able to run it on there? Yes, I do. They believe they're going to be able to run it on there, but I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. But if Madden comes on the Switch, if a Madden title in parity with the others, meaning all the same features and everything, nothing, maybe just visually not as good visually, but everything else is there, and it's online, all that would be crazy to me. And another game I'm looking forward to seeing is whatever they do in the next Luigi Mansion. Because Luigi Mansion has always done extraordinary things with the art style and the creativity. I can't wait to see what they do with that level of power and capabilities on the Switch too. There's several other games I could think of. F-Zero, seeing a return with F-Zero. Trying to think. Why am my brain freezing?
Star Fox. Just all Star the main
Fox.
stuff.
Yeah, Star Fox. That's what I was trying to say, but I was finna say I don't know why I was trying to say Donkey Kong. But Star Fox, Of course, like I said, Mario, all those games, Wave Race. I would love to see a return to Wave Race with or a remake of the original Wave Race. Like, Nintendo has so many games, first party wise, that they could just go back and remake from N64 days that'll be retarded or crazy. So I'm game for whatever they bring. But far as Zelda, I want Ocarina of Time over Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I want to, not that I believe it's better than Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. I would rather play the gameplay style of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But I just want to relive that and see it remade and reimagined with better tools, better visuals, more power. Almost like that Wii U demo. Like, if they can get it to look like that or better. Yes, with dungeons and all that, yes, all day long. So, with that being said, remake Star Fox and take the doggone gamepad stuff out and just remake it, do the visuals up, do what.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, take the visuals that they had in the Bayonetta 2, where you had the Star Fox ship in Bayonetta 2. Remember that, Keith? They could take those visuals and put that on that Star Fox game, and that's all you need. That's it. Or let Ubisoft make it, and take their, what was that, Starlink or whatever that was?
Brother, no, not Ubisoft.
What I'm saying is, Ubisoft and Nintendo's guidance, I don't have a problem with them making it.
That's fair.
As long as Nintendo is guiding the ship. But Starlink visually looks good. It's Ubisoft. If you take Starlink's visuals with a Star Fox game that Nintendo is guiding, that's a win to me. But so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we don't have enough time because we spend more time on Microsoft today. But
I do want to just say, I just want to piggyback off what you were just saying, just to I 100% agree with you when it comes to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but for a slightly different reason. I also don't want to go back through those games and play. Like, I feel like there's still stuff in Tears of the Kingdom that I could do and experience right now, but I really don't want to go back and play that game. However, the reason I would not want them to do it, because I feel like they wouldn't go as in depth as I feel like they should. I feel like they would give us a bump in resolution. Of course, the gameplay will be smooth, probably even 60 frames a second, but they wouldn't take it as far as they could. You know what I mean? When it comes to like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that would be the reason why I'm like, no, don't do it. Give me something else. Like, if they wouldn't do that with Ocarina of Time. With Ocarina of Time, they're gonna go full out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, they just gonna up-res it because they feel like it's good enough, and I don't want that.
Right. Like I said, I don't want to go through it again. I've been there, done that, and like you said, I don't think they just bump up the HD and all that. They won't really go all out like you saying, and I think they will have to with a game like Ocarina of Time. But Nintendo. It's just nothing that Nintendo makes first party looks bad. Nothing. It looks amazing, and it shouldn't look like that on what is being played on, especially Wii and up. Mario Galaxy should not have looked like that on the Wii. Or we wouldn't think they should be able to pull something like that off, but they did. Now, yeah, so it's hard to imagine what things are going to look like now, because they actually have it. We finna see a true leap with Nintendo for the first time in a long time. And the last time we really seen this, real, I was gonna say that really felt it. I'm gonna say the 64. I felt it with the GameCube, but they didn't have the games at lunch. Luigi's Mansion, all that. It was cool, but it was, and Odyssey just wasn't I mean, and Sunshine just wasn't it for me. Sunshine was ugly.
Those water physics, Nintendo's water physics with Wave Race and
Did you like Did you like Blue Storm better than the original Wave Race?
I'm not a fan of Wave Race in general, but I'm just talking about the water physics and the graphics. Like Sunshine, those water, like come on.
But none of GameCube games, first party wise, in my opinion, lived up to their counterpart on the 60. Their previous title on the 64. Like Sunshine didn't live up to Mario 64. Blue Storm, I think that's the Wave Race.
Oh my God! Yes, D2K. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah. But Rose Square, but that wasn't made by Nintendo. I'm saying first party wise, 64 was, to me, GameCube was dope. It was fun. It was powerful. But to me, 64 was the system that was like, man, when I first saw Mario 64, that was otherworldly. When I first saw Ocarina of Time, that was otherworldly. Wave Race, otherworldly. Mario Kart, otherworldly. GameCube was cool. It was dope. It looked better. But I didn't get that same awe that I got with the 64. I'm hoping that we get the 64 awe with the Switch 2. I'm hoping we do. I'm not saying we will, but I'm hoping we do. It was a good leap. You're right. It was. GameCube was a powerful system, but I don't think I don't think it took our breath away quite like when we first saw games on the 64. I don't know how old y'all were, but I remember when the 64 commercial came on and Mario was standing under the bridge in the metal suit and he was running around like, what is that? But that was the first time jumping into a 3D world. Sunshine was cool. It looked better than 64, but it didn't give me that same awe. Twilight Princess was dope. It didn't give me the same awe that Ocarina of Time gave me. So that's what I'm saying. It's the awe factor. Like when you first saw Gears of War, when you first saw Uncharted 2, like those, the first awe for me with the GameCube, like really like, oh my God, was Resident Evil 4. It was like, and Metroid Prime. Those were awe moments. It wasn't that many of those on the GameCube for me, like it was on the 64.
I don't know about that one.
But I said for me. I said for me. But everybody said I don't know level. Okay, I mean, I'm saying for me. Sunshine didn't do it for me like 64. I don't like Sunshine at all. I thought it was the weakest Mario game in the series, in the 3D space. I think Sunshine is my least favorite. It'd go 64 and Odyssey of kind of tit for tat, and maybe that nostalgia for me with 64. But Odyssey is right there with 64. Then it's Galaxy, the original Galaxy. And then it'd probably go 3D World. It'd probably go 3D World Sunshine for me with the 3D Marios. But Odyssey is the closest to 64 to me. I didn't care for Sunshine at all. It was like, man,
Sunshine was pretty good to me. At the time, I think a lot of us was like busy. Like when I look back over that GameCube time, like I really was trying to still be that gamer, and I played the games, but I just remember being busy, and I feel like a lot of other people probably were too. But Sunshine, if you go back and play it, you'll see it actually was a really good game, in my opinion. But
yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't a good game. I'm saying it didn't do it. I didn't like the boss fights. I didn't like it. It lacked something. It lacked something, and it only got good when you jumped into the worlds that was trying to relive some of the 64 vibes. But it just lacked something to me. It was an element missing to me in Sunshine. I like Flood, but I don't have to go back to Sunshine at all. Galaxy had it. Galaxy was dope. Galaxy was real dope. 64 is my favorite. Odyssey is neck and neck with that one. Galaxy is just a notch below it. Sunshine is forgettable for me. Sunshine was forgettable. But it may have been, Keith, like you said, busier at that time than I was when I was playing the 64. I like Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker. But I was wanting what they showed at Space World. I was wanting that Link and Ganon fight. And so when I saw Wind Waker, I had to grow to like Wind Waker, but it ended up being amazing. So yeah, is Wind Waker better than Ocarina of Time? As a game, I would say yes. The wow moments, they tit for tat. I would say Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time was tit for tat. But I'm still going to edge out Ocarina of Time. I would rather play through Wind Waker, but I want to re-experience Ocarina of Time, if that makes sense. If I had to choose just based on gameplay, I would choose Wind Waker. But story and just the vibes and what all took place, Ocarina of Time, all day. So, and I don't want to see Wind Waker again. We haven't seen Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind Waker is probably one of my top Zelda games, and I'm good on that. I feel like they perfected it.
Yeah,
on the what was it, Wii U? I feel like they perfected it.
You can't no more HD that than you already HD'd it. So I don't need to see that no more. I don't want to see Twilight Princess at all. No, unless you totally remake. If you remake Twilight Princess, yes. If you remake Skyward Sword, yes. But if you're going to remake them, do Ocarina of Time first. That leap felt dampened by PlayStation X. I don't agree with that. I thought, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought the GameCube held its own with all those systems. I just feel like they didn't get the third-party support, because when you look at EA support on the GameCube was phenomenal with Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for New York, all that. They was there. It was just, you didn't get Capcom, you didn't get a lot of the games that you expected to get now that they had disc and they had, all that stuff, but they screwed up with that GameCube controller. But I never felt like because Resident Evil 4 to me was the best game of that generation. And it was on the Switch first, on the GameCube first. And I feel like it was always validated. Like what it can do was validated by what was there, even though PlayStation 2 was the phenomenon and Xbox was Xbox at that time. They had some great games too. But I never felt like they outshined GameCube. I just felt like GameCube was still in that stigma, that Nintendo stigma. They were still suffering from that stigma. But anyway, I agree. I think the GameCube still has some punch left in it. Absolutely. Did you see F-Zero? Was it GX or GT? Which one was it? GT?
GX, I think.
GX?
No, GX was the arcade, right?
Yeah, GX is the arcade. I think GT was the GameCube version.
GameCube, yeah.
I hate that I traded. That's when I was broke too, y'all. That's when I was broke. I traded in a lot of my GameCube games that I wish I did, because I still got my GameCube. And I wish to God I wouldn't have traded in a lot of them titles.
Y'all the original Resident Evil 4 probably on the GameCube was probably still the best one. I think all of the other ones were based off the PS2 game, but the GameCube version was slightly beefier.
Right.
I think.
So
yeah.
D2K hitting it. We didn't get Mario 168.
PlayStation 2.
We didn't get the Link versus Ganon fight. That really made me upset. So that's why it took me a while to warm up to Wind Waker. We didn't get a Pokemon that looked that good. I don't care for Pokemon at all anyway. But anyway, GX was GameCube. AX was the arcade. Thanks, D2K.
Oh, okay.
But that game still looks amazing to this day. I sound like old boy. To this day. But anyway, with that being said, I think we have exhausted this particular podcast. Any other thoughts? K-Bum.
I think we need to wake K-Bum up.
Yeah, K-Bum dipped out on us. He couldn't handle it.
Well, Mario What
Don't let
happened?
K-Bum fool you. K-Bum was up there playing Double Dash. Yes, he was. He played Double Dash a whole lot. Smash Bros a whole lot. Don't let him fool you. While he was up there playing Yu-Gi-Oh on the PlayStation
64.
2.
What we said about? Oh man, that was
You remember
good
you
one.
up there playing Yu-Gi-Oh? I remember talking about you bad.
Oh, I absolutely play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Rose. I love that game. I ain't ashamed of that.
Did you ever play Vendetta K-Bum with us? When I bring that
Yeah,
up, you played
yeah, I did.
Vendetta?
Yeah, I did.
That was my game, man. I traded all them games in, man. I wish I could get them games back. I'll play them games right now. So yes, I enjoyed the GameCube. I'm just talking about Pacific titles. I feel like the WoW was more on the 64 for me than the GameCube for certain first party titles from Nintendo. But anyway, so that was the podcast for tonight. Man, we're gonna let these dudes sign out. We had a good time, y'all. Comments stayed lit. So, starting with Mr. Norris. Go ahead and sign us out, bro.
Yes, sir, I agree. Rebel, it was a good time talking about these games, talking about the cancel games. That's not a good time, but, just trying to see the scope of why the PS5 looks the way it looks. Microsoft came through, kind of showed out a little bit, showed us some games that I'm interested in playing. Yeah, Nintendo, man, we getting closer and closer every single day to seeing what type of visuals and what type of gameplay and all this other stuff that we're going to get. I hope the leaks kind of slow down just a little bit, so when that day does come, it isn't like the reveal. But anyways, man, it was good catching up with everybody in the chat, and I hope y'all have a great weekend.
All right. K-Bum 20, wake up, sir. Wake up now.
No, I'm good. All
man. All right. Go ahead and sign out.
I enjoyed the podcast today. I think I enjoyed the comment section. You guys were keeping us honest today and having a little conversation. So I enjoyed jumping in every now and then and leaving my comments. But I appreciate you guys tuning in to the show. Hopefully, I really do hope that by next week, I would be able to proudly say that I have played at least one game with leveled in Marvel Rivals. But people do not hold your breath. Keith did not make any broken promises to me.
He said he was going to jump on with us on Sunday too.
He did not make any broken promises to me.
Go back to the last podcast. Keith said I'll be there.
No,
did you say
I'm
that,
deleting
Keith?
it. I'm deleting it. I did say I was going to come, but I was.
Nah,
but yeah, I did
K-Bum.
say it.
So jump on him like you jumped on me.
So hopefully next time I've been played with level. So we'll see how things go. So enjoy the podcast and chopping it up, and definitely excited for it next time. And Xbox, good job, man. Good job.
Yeah. So that was the cast for tonight. I want to send a shout out to everybody in the comment section. Mia, Chariot Man, Darkwing Dragon had to go, but thanks for tuning in. We also had who else is down here? Took a while for others to jump in, but DJ First Name Basis was in here as well. Alan Steve was in here. Matt Jazz 47, Comic Book Crunch, all you guys, DJ Fanatic. Thank you all for tuning in with us on tonight, keeping us company. Heart and Soul 72. I like these names, man. Y'all creative. Y'all so creative. But anyway, this is your boy Levelhead signing out. Till next time, y'all stay blessed, stay safe, so that we can see you on the flip side. Till then, deuces. Peace. T2K, I didn't forget about you, bro. Thanks for tuning in.